Oh, it's me again, your favorite Max guy, Hillbilly Andy from down here in Brandenburg, Kentucky. So, I wanted to actually ask you guys some questions regarding the Big Pine Lake event. Now, I have seen a ton of stuff online about Big Pine Lake, Ashtabula. I've seen all of this kind of stuff about these great events going on. Have any of you ever been to these events? What are they like? I would really like to go to these events and meet guys, like myself or maybe some of you guys that enjoy, the that's my obsession. I love this thing. I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing ever. And this is something that I've wanted to do for so many years, I can't tell you. So I'm 40. Just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, I'm 40 years old. I've wanted one of these things since I was 10 years old. When I was 10, a buddy of mine that was way up the road, he had one. He had a Max 2. It was not like that. It had a 14 horsepower, but it was great. And we used to actually take it down to the creek and we would float it down the creek and we would hunt crawdads. I don't know if you guys know what crawdads are. Some people call them crayfish. Some people call them all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I'm from Kentucky. We call them crawdads. We would hunt crawdads and we would get a bucket full of them. And we would take them back to his house, and his mom had this big stock pot. And we had to cook them outside because they stink when they cook. But we would set a fire in the grill, charcoal grill, and we would set this pot right on that fire, and we would get the water boiling, and then we had this packet of stuff, and it was called crawfish bowl. And we would put this crawfish bowl in there, and it was spices and stuff like that. It was like a powder. We would put it in there, and then we would drop them crawfish in there. Crawdads is what we call them. But we would drop them in there, and we'd boil these things, and we would eat the hell out of them. They were so good, you would not believe it. But I asked my dad several times. I was like, Dad, I really want one of these things. Dad, I really want one of these things. Well, guys, I didn't come from a wealthy family, but I will say this. We had a three-wheeler, we had a four-wheeler, we had dirt bikes, we had go-karts, we had all kinds of stuff. And my dad he just was like, no, we're not getting one of these things. They're slow. Of course, you guys know they're not the fastest things ever. And he wouldn't do it. He was like, no, absolutely not. We're not doing that. So I always wanted one. And it took me, all right, you guys go ahead and laugh. It took me till I was 40 years old to find one that I wanted to buy. And guys, I love this thing. I love it more than my four-wheelers, more than my three-wheelers, more than my dirt bikes, more than anything I've ever had in my life. That Max is my favorite toy that I've ever had. And y'all know that I'm not well versed in everything that is Max and all of that stuff. I don't know everything there is to know, and there's no way for me to know everything there is to know. But I love these things. I've done a ton of research on them. And when I finally convinced Miss 6x6 that we were going to buy one, it was the happiest day of my life. I love these things. I think they're great. And honestly, more than anything, I think that she was just happy that I was happy. She rides on it with me, and she loves it. But for me, this thing is awesome. So my thing is, these six wheel events, I want to go to them. Like I want to meet the community. I want to meet the other guys that have had these things and work on them and play with them and have fun with them. What do you guys think? Do you think that me and Miss 6x6 should go to the Pine Lake runs? I mean, these guys, the guys at Pine Lake, they're serious. Like they know way more than me. These guys, they race six wheelers. They've got six wheelers out there that do 50 and 60 miles an hour. I've even heard that they have six wheelers that do 70 and 80 miles an hour. I couldn't imagine that. But I'm seriously thinking about doing it, guys. What do y'all think? Like, what's your opinion? Do you think maybe, like, no, Andy's kind of a dumb redneck and maybe he needs to stay away? Or do you think maybe I should go? Because I really want to go. I want to meet the community. I want to talk to these guys that are like the Yoda of six wheelers. But I also don't want to look like a fool. Because, I'm new at this. Tell me what you guys think.